Welcome to another Year of Goodness unboxing. Today we're going to be taking a look at Wondrous Creatures, the Winterfall Expansion. So this is an expansion to one of our favorite games from a couple years ago, Wondrous Creatures. I think we were lucky enough to get a copy of it in really late 2024 at PAX Unplugged. We played it a lot. It's a really solid engine building game. Tableau builder, it's really good. So we're really excited to try this out, and let's see what's inside. Okay, beautiful artwork as always, gold foiling on the box cover. All right, so first thing you have here is the rule book, which is actually pretty thick, but let's take a little look. Gorgeous artwork as usual. Introduction, just a little bit of flavor text and lore in the background here. And then using this expansion, the components of the expansion and how to incorporate it. So there's actually quite a bit in this expansion, which is nice. So game setup, so before your first game. And it looks like there's now token trays that are included, which are really, really nice. Okay, and then some things that aren't used, like the base game scoring cards aren't used, and the card display and the track, some of these are replaced. So here's like the setup for the whole game, and it's going to take up a little bit more table space now because this market's a little bit bigger now, and there's another board down here at the bottom. But general setup here, and then player setup. And then gameplay, talking about the wild habitats, new events that are Winterfall events. Lots of examples, seems well explained. The Aurora events, more examples, the Aurora, and there's like special tokens now, I think, that go out on the map that are either like single use or they go away after a couple uses. So the map should be more dynamic now, which is pretty interesting. Snowfields, these snow tokens that get added to things, the snowflake tokens, the blizzard tokens as well, how do mountain tiles work, and then new species here. There's like a snow species now, spirit species, and trying to find cards. The discover is like looking through the cards. And then the projects and how the scoring works. So it's all nice. And then the solo mode here is presented. Solo mode in the base game was really good. It's well thought out. So I'm sure this is also going to work well. But there's quite a bit going on in the solo mode and how it works with the new expansion. Okay, and then some optional scenario modules. I guess these are for the solo game probably. Yeah, they are for the solo game using the Tangent bot. And then an appendix explaining the new captain's boards, the new Winterfall cards, and their abilities and how they work. And creature cards here. So, really nice. And then on the back, there's icons explaining all the new Aurora tiles and the achievements and special effects. So, very thorough. Seems like quite a bit of stuff in this expansion, which is nice. Okay, and here's the new I forget what they call this. It's like the display, the wilderness maybe. So this is the new board here for the cards that come out here, and then your draw and discard pile here, and then for the new events here in Aurora tiles, I guess, for the tiles and discards. So that's nice. One thing that I kind of just noticed is that the edges of the boards are they're wrapped. I don't know if you can see that, but the original cardboard I think is not wrapped. So these are really nice, except for the corner. I guess they're kind of like cut here, which is kind of interesting. Kind of cut on an angle, but rather than wrapped. Okay. And we got some punch boards, so like new time track, and then the Aurora tiles and some eggs. And obviously the punch board's good because they're kind of falling right out here. But thankfully we have all the components here. Okay. And we got some new captains here. I don't know if there's been any changes to how the captains work, but my one criticism of the base game is that you don't get to use the captains that much. I kind of wish their abilities were unlocked from the start of the game. And I don't know, maybe they are. I don't know. I'll have to read through the rules to see, because I kind of remember there being like a lock symbol, unless it's just that you place the token on the captain. Yeah, because this one says locked or, so maybe they work a little bit differently. I don't know. We'll try them out. And there's another Freya who was in the game before, so I don't know if these are completely different or not. But it's always great to have new captains. And then here's the like the score track that kind of goes underneath. It's two-sided, one for probably three and four players, and then one side for 1 to 2 players. So nice. And then we have some wooden components. So there's these little snow tokens that are really cool. There's like little snowflakes here that are nice. And then there's these little like blizzard, I guess like snow clouds that are cool. And then some new captains, some new people. Yep. So they look nice. And then these are like new wooden, I guess they're tokens to overlay for the scoring objectives. So the scoring is more variable now, so it's not always the same cards. So those all look good. And then there's quite a bit more. I don't know if I want to pull all of these out, but there's a couple new captains in here. Okay. And then some more snow tokens, and these are the new eggs, I guess. They're pretty cool. All right. So really nice wooden components. And then there's new cards, 2 new decks of cards, and then some trays, which are really nice. So I guess these will hold some of the tiles, and then these are for like the eggs, it looks like. So really nice to have trays, which also means they're probably not going to fit in the base game box anymore. They might have to be spread across 2 boxes, but a tray for the cards as well. So very nice. And then we have some of these event cards as well. So take a look at those real quick. Okay. All right, so we got like Aurora Storm. So these are different events, I think, that affect the game to make the map more dynamic. Cold Wave, Dawn, Aurora, Earthquake. Beautiful art as always. Yeah, landslides. Just really beautiful artwork. So this is interesting. So yeah, it should make the map much more dynamic, and the games feel a little bit more variable as a result. So that's nice. I guess I'll look at these cards real quick. Okay, it's the end of game scoring card. Oh, this is for the solo. And then these are all solo cards. Okay, to control like the solo bot. Okay, so that's those. So new cards for the solo opponent to be compatible with the expansion. And then let's get some. Okay, these are new scoring objectives. So you can see that they have like spots for those other tokens so that things are a little bit more variable here. It also means that I think all 7 of the species, maybe 8 now with the new ones, but they're all in play so that there's not one species that's not really useful in the game. So they're all used one way or another. Yeah, but there's all new scoring cards, which is good. So I don't know if some of them will be replaced entirely or you mix these in and use them as well. But it's always good to have new types of scoring opportunities. And then new cards here. So these are all for, I guess they're like the Winter Spirit cards that have different effects on them. Beautiful artwork as usual. I think there's regular species in here as well. Yeah, because here's like one of the crab-based ones. So there's like kind of like winter crab ones. That's cool. So they're kind of like winter themed, but they're also like the monkeys and the crabs, the primates, I guess, the birds, the lizards. Oh, they're all like winter themed. This is really cool. I like this. And the fish. The insects or the butterflies. And then the dragons, which is pretty neat. And then a couple endgame scoring cards that are, oh, that's cool. There's a like more than one tag is present there. Yeah. Okay. Those are all the cards. So I think those are all the components for the Wondrous Creatures Winterfall Expansion. So once we get a chance to add it to the base game and to internalize the rules and to try it out a couple times, we'll post some impressions up online. And as always, if you enjoy this content, please consider subscribing to the channel. I really appreciate all the support. And of course, always like and comment, and look out for more content in the future. Thank you. Have a nice day.